Middle School, and I was born on December 31st, 2001. But you're not here to learn about me. You're here to learn about someone else. You're here to learn about one of the greatest film directors of all time. This director is known for making blockbusters such as Jaws and E.T., to historical films such as Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. Can anybody guess who this phenomenal director is? Yes. Yes, it is Steven Spielberg. In total, his movies have grossed more than $8.5 billion, and he has earned 2 Academy Awards for Best Director. Now, let's move on to his birth, family, and childhood. Steven was born December 18, 1946, in Cincinnati, Ohio. He was born to Leah and Arnold Spielberg and had 3 sisters, Anne, Sue, and Nancy Spielberg. Now, let's move on to his education. In 1961, Steven went to Arcadia High School. There he made a World War II film and convinced the school bully to play the lead role. Now, the bullied controlled the bullied. Because of Steven's bad grades, he couldn't go to 2 film schools that he wanted to go to, and was forced to go to California State College. Now, let's move on to his youth life. Steven was devoted to the TV when he was young. This led to his interest in motion picture. He made a film called The Trainwreck to earn a badge for his Boy Scouts troop. He turned his basement into a movie theater to host all the movies he created. And he sent the money he earned to charities. He made his first full-length movie, Firelight, a 2-hour and 30-minute sci-fi picture, which Steven's father played in the local theater. Now, let's move on to what Steven Spielberg's most famous for, his work. Steven's first film, Duel, Duel was so good that it was internationally distributed. Next, Steven made Jaws. Jaws had many technical difficulties. The greatest was that only 1 out of the 4 mechanical sharks survived. Because of that, Steven was forced to make the audience feel the presence of the sharks. With that, Jaws won 3 Academy Awards, but not for Best Director. Steven was furious, and he said, and I quote, "All of us, every single year, we are not the same person. We are not the same person all our lives." End of quote. With that, Steven moved on to making E.T. E.T. was the highest grosser of its time, with $701 million in worldwide distribution, and it nominated Steven for a Best Director, but he didn't get the award once again. Steven's next smashing hit was Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was another highest grosser. Next, Steven made Schindler's List. He knew he had to make a movie out of Schindler's List because it touched his Jewish roots. And Schindler's List won his long-awaited Best Director award. And he got his next one in the same subject, World War II. The film was called Saving Private Ryan. Now, let's move on to his marriage and children. Steven married Amy Irvin in 1985, but divorced 4 years later after their son Max. And then he married Kate Capshaw in 1991, but had another child, Jessica, and adopted 3 more, Michaela, Sawyer, and Destry. Now, let's move on to his mistakes. Steven's first mistake was that he didn't take his high school grades seriously, so he couldn't go to two of the film schools he wanted to go to. Another mistake was that he shipped the sharks for Jaws by land instead of by water, which would have taken longer, but would have had more of the sharks survived and could have been usable. Now, let's move on to criticism. Stephen was mostly criticized for having too much emotional content in his films. People also criticized him for not taking risks and lacking depth. And some other people also criticized him for making the audience feel childish. Now, moving on to his rejection. Stephen was rejected by two film schools, University of California and the University of Southern California, because of his bad grades. He was also rejected by many producers for the production of his first movie, Duel. And also many kids rejected him at school because he was different. Now, let's put away these mistakes, criticism, and rejection, and move on to his outstanding achievements. Stephen's first outstanding achievement was that he made his first full-length movie in high school. Next, he founded two charities, Starlight, which provides education and entertainment to seriously ill kids in the United States, and also the Righteous Persons Foundation, which helps Jewish communities around the globe. He has also donated millions of dollars to other charities. Now, let's move on to his awards. Stephen got 2 Academy Awards for Best Director from Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. He got the Irving G. Thalberg Award for his creative work as a producer. He got the Honorary Knight Commander of the Order from England and the Cavaline de Grand Croix Award, which is Italy's highest award for work with the Holocaust. Now, why did I choose Steven Spielberg? Well, that's simple. I love movies. After watching a movie twice, I remember every scene. And in the world of cinema, Steven Spielberg is the best. One of my favorite quotes from Steven Spielberg is, and I quote, "You shouldn't dream your film, you should make it." End of quote. Now, what I learned in confidence class. Before confidence class, I would barely raise my hand in class or talk very much outside. But after, I know how to handle criticism, anxiety, and how to talk in front of big crowds. Now, before I wrap up my speech, I would like to thank a few people. First of all, I would like to thank the judge, Ms. Rubin, for taking your time and judging us. I would also like to thank Vidyanti for the amazing confidence class and this amazing opportunity that she gave all of us. I would like to thank my parents for listening to my speech over and over again, and the audience for coming out here tonight. Thank you.